This is Nathan Workman with the Charlotte Law Legal Writing Center with our current online seminar, How to Format Your Appellate Brief. Now this is part 2. If you've watched the first part of the video, you know that we've already covered how to format your document properties, how to go, what the different sections of your appellate brief are and how they should be formatted, how to format the rest of the body text and outline text in your document, and also how to set your page numbers. So I'm assuming if you're at this video that you've already completed that. If you haven't, you probably want to go through and watch the first part of the video again, or for the first time, as it were. Now, in this section, what we're going to cover is the table of contents section and the table of citations section, how to do both. So for the table of contents, we're going to tackle that first. Instead of outlining your document twice, Microsoft Word has a fantastic feature in it to allow you to create a table of contents. So what we're going to be doing is, from the table of contents heading that we made, we're going to go down 2 lines to this second line here, and what we're going to be doing is going up to Insert, Reference, Index and Tables, and then we see this tab here for Table of Contents. Go ahead and click that. We're going to remove this checkbox here under use hyperlinks instead of page numbers. We don't want to do that. And then go ahead and click OK. The only reason you'd want to change something on here is this level, Show Levels. If you had more than 3 levels in your document, so you had part lowercase a, part lowercase b, you'd have to increase this to 4. But for most of us, we're just going to have to keep it with 3. I don't think anyone has a brief this time through that is anything more than 3. You are highly, highly recommended not to go past 3 levels. But anyway, we're good on this. So if you want to, while we're here, before we click OK, you can go ahead and hit Show Outlining Toolbar. It'll save you some time. And then click OK. Now, as you'll see, it can't find any entries. The reason being, even if you properly create headings in Microsoft Word using the normal template here or something like that, it's still not going to attribute that as something that you automatically want your table of contents. The way it does that is it distinguishes between body text and certain levels. So what we're going to be doing here is creating our different levels within our document. The first one that we come across is Table of Citations. Now it would be a level 1. Because it's all the way up against the left side and it's not a subset of something else. If it were a subset of something else, it would fall under a level 2 or level 3. Here, Statement of Jurisdiction is also a level 1. We mark it. Statute and regulation involved, also level 1. We're going to systematically go through the document and do all of these. Again, Statement of the Issues, level 1. Statement of the case, level 1. Now, course of proceedings in the district court would be level 2 because it's underneath statements of the case. So, level 2. Statement of the facts, level 2. Here we go. Standard review, it would also be level 2. And then summary of argument would be level 1 because it's not a subset of the previous section. Similarly, argument would be a level 1. So we're going to go ahead and get that. Now your first bullet point in your outline, this piece here, it's also going to be level 1. It's not a subset of argument. It's just part of it's the first part of the argument, so it would be level 1. A would be level 2, and as you can probably guess, 1 would be level 3. So continue to do this throughout the rest of your document, and I'll do this real quick, then I'll flash forward in the video. Okay, so at this point we have highlighted all the different sections and converted it to level 1, level 2, or level 3, depending on what it is. Now, one thing you want to make sure is not to get certificate of service, since it isn't technically part of your document. It won't be in your table of contents. So we'll scroll back up to the table of contents section, we're going to click on the field again, make it gray, then hit Update Table of Contents. Or, alternatively, we could do F9. That's Update Field in Microsoft Word. And it populates this for us. Now, the next piece of this is how to format it properly for the Table of Contents section. We're not to have any type of bold or underlining or anything like that in this section. So here's how we format it from this point. Go ahead and highlight the Table of Contents section, and the first thing would be just to strip the formatting. An easy way to do that is just go up here and hit bold twice until you see it gone, hit underline twice until you see it gone. Now we've got regular formatting the way it needs to be. The next piece of this is going to be to go to Format, Paragraph, and we're not going to double space it. The reason being that we don't want these sections here, the different point headings that you have, to be double spaced. We want those to be single spaced. The other way to do that is to do after spacing of 12. The other piece that we want to do is we don't want text to impede too far over to the right because we don't want it to get cluttered up here with the numbers. The way we accomplish that is we have a right side indent. The one I think works best is 1.5. So we'll go ahead and get it at 1.5 and click OK. And as you can see, it essentially double spaces all of our sections the way we need it to be, but still keeps these sections together, our point headings. Now, it won't format this exactly how we need it. The nice part is the levels are how we need them to be. And if you move one level, we'll move everything in that level. So for these level 2 pieces, we need those to line up, remember, at 1/4 of an inch to keep with everything. By default, I think it does 0.2 inch. So just grab this little bar at the bottom, because we want to move both, and move it over to 1/4 of an inch. And as you can see, everything underneath it moved. And that's good. For the text, it didn't automatically line up for it the way that we need it to on 1/4 of an inch. So we drag our first tab over to 1/4 of an inch, and we drag our hanging indent over to 1/4 of an inch, and there we go, it's finished. For A, it's not sitting over our text where we need it at 1/2 an inch, so I go ahead and click to create my tab, and then I drag over my hanging indent, and it's finished. Same piece for 1 and for 2. I need these to, the ones to line up at 1/2 an inch, so I'm just going to go ahead and drag both over. And then I need the text to start over here at 3/4 of an inch. And drag my hanging indent. And there it's complete. So I'm going to go ahead and, as you can see, B is already formatted up because it followed what I was doing to A. 2 is already formatted up, and then A and B below it are formatted. So again, the nice thing is you only have to do it once for each level, and it'll format it for everything below it. So now, if you click off of it, you can see that our table of contents is nice and neat. Now, if you're making any changes to it from this point on, and you're not changing the text of any of these, so you don't change the name of any of your point headings, you're in good shape. When you update your table of contents, you just click and hit Update Table of Contents, or F9. It'll ask you if you want to update page numbers only or if you want to update the entire table. If you update the page numbers only, it will not change the table. If you update the entire table, it'll redo your table of contents, so you'll have to redo your formatting. There's no way to change that, unfortunately. However, for the most part, you won't have to do that, particularly if you wait until the end and you've already finished up the substantive pieces of your document at that point. And even if you do have to change it, as you can see, it doesn't take too long to do, so no big deal. Now, once we have the table of contents finished, the next important piece is to do the table of citations. That's the final piece.